Yes, the Kasanovians. Yes, the Kasanovians. All right, gentlemen, this is probably going to be the most potent, powerful, important live stream that I've ever done. It's probably going to go on for a long time. I kind of just took a walk in the park before I got on camera because I was actually nervous about this stream. I don't usually feel nervous about doing streams, but because this is like going to be completely uncut, raw, authentic, and spontaneous, no script, I just want to make sure that I hit all of the main points and just delight you beyond belief, because by watching this stream all the way through, you are going to have the cheat code for attracting hotter women who you actually connect with in the next 90 days or less, without all the guesswork, without banging your head against a brick wall, without feeling like some creepy pickup artist who's parading around the pavements for 8 hours a day, going to fucking shopping malls, hoping some low quality girl makes eye contact with him, that taking on a fucking instant date to McDonald's. So this is me exposing the system that I've built over these past 5 years, right? This is the exact system that I teach to my clients. This is the exact system that I've used and I've been refining over these past 5 years, and is effectively the system which has allowed me to go from who I was. So as many of you will know, going from a low-life loser, living in a grotty apartment in central Leeds, I had £24.82 of universal credit in my bank account. I was addicted to porn. I had erectile dysfunction. So even when somehow I magically got a woman back to my place, my dick didn't work. So I spent the rest of the evening crying into my heart-shaped pillow, going on Reddit, like how to overcome erectile dysfunction. And many dark nights of the soul, questioning my own sense of self-worth. One of my favorite quotes is from Freud, and he said, the adult is developed to protect the child. Yeah, so the adult that we become is designed to protect the child that we once were. And this is probably the biggest issue with the whole dating industry, like the men's dating space. It is built upon lies, right? It's built upon fantasies. It's built upon this complete bullshit that you can attract any woman, right? You just need to learn these lines. You just need to learn game, and then you can convince any woman to go to bed with you. Oh, learn these 5 easy tricks to get any woman into bed. Oh, you just need game and you can get any woman that you want. It's complete horseshit, right? You cannot get any woman that you want. What you can get is you can get your women, right? And that is the whole point. That is the whole essence of what I teach. It's not trying to be everything to everybody. It's trying to be the right somebody for the right somebodies. And anti-game artistry is about ripping up the rule book. It's about rejecting from your reality anything that doesn't resonate with you. It's about taking information and being like, right, is this true? Is this true for me? Does this actually serve me? Because what I found to be true is, if you're somebody right now and you're going out there and you're doing hundreds of approaches, if you're watching endless amounts of YouTube content, if you're watching and consuming lots of theory on cold approach, on pickup, on dating, maybe you've gone down the red pill rabbit hole, the black pill rabbit hole, maybe you're doing everything within your power to become more attractive, because that's what these bozos online have told you to do. Oh, become more attractive, bench more weight, make more money, get your fucking eyebrows threaded. But they all miss the main point, which is attractive to who? Because once I understood this, everything changed. And this is the whole essence of what I teach. Anti-game artistry is not about being everything to everybody. It's about finding your women. It's about becoming the most amplified, unapologetic version of you, like exaggerating everything that is real about you and saying to the world, this is me, take it or leave it. Yeah, it's not about memorizing lines. It's not about learning some weird techniques. It's not about putting on this curated persona, hiding behind an airbrushed image or a filtered facade. It's showing up as your most raw, authentic self and saying to the world, this is me, take it or leave it, right? This is the system that I've taught to over 200 entrepreneurs, business owners, high achieving, busy professionals. It's the exact system that allows them to get dates on demand with wife-worthy women in 90 days or less. Testimonials are in the description. I'm not talking out my ass. Evidence has got the loudest voice. So all my testimonials, or many of them, you can see there. And what I want to do in this stream is I just want to break down everything. So there's 3 pillars to anti-game artistry. And by the end of this video, you are going to have the cheat code for essentially hacking the dating game. Like, this is your unfair advantage over 99% of clueless other guys. Like, most guys don't understand this. Most guys are never going to learn this stuff. So just by clicking on this video, and even if you've resonated with like one thing that I've said so far, anti-game artistry is for you, because you're probably fed up, right? You're fed up with the bullshit. You're fed up of following advice that doesn't work. You're tired of these manospheric red pill commentators saying, oh, ignore women till you're 35. It's looks, money, status. The whole game is rigged, right? You've been fed a steady diet of bullshit. Yeah, you've got the pickup guys who are saying, oh, it's all about lines, push, pull, vibe, stack. Oh, has she hooked yet? Then you've got the red pill wankers who are saying, you know, looks, money, status, build your value. And then one day, somehow, the right woman is going to magically knock on your door looking for a shag. Like, all of this is complete garbage. So what I do is freedom from bullshit, right? I'm not a dating coach. I'm not a day gamer. I'm not some weird pickup artist. I'm a freedom from bullshit practitioner. And everything that I do is an extension of my freedom from bullshit personality. Cold approach, in its essence, is freedom, right? It's freedom from bullshit. It's a 2 middle finger salute to a society that wants to keep you as a static spectator in your own life. So every time you see that wife-worthy woman walk past you on the street, at the cafe, in the gym, and you decide not to approach her, you are actively playing into the hands of a system designed to keep you as a slave, right? That's called the Great Sedation, by the way, right? Every app that you scroll, every piece of content that you see, every hesitation and excuse that you feed yourself, it's all part of the Great Sedation. That's why I believe daytime cold approach is the most aggressive form of self-development. And the guys who learn the skill for the skill, those are the guys who get ahead. But if you don't learn it through the lens of anti-game artistry, you're going to become a weird pickup clown who's parading around the pavements, going to the shopping malls, hoping to get lucky with some low-quality 5. So anti-game artistry, for the right people, is potent dynamite. And I'm going to walk you through the 3 pillars, and you can start implementing these immediately. And the first pillar of anti-game artistry is repulsion, okay? Repulsion, I would say, is the most important part of anti-game artistry. So before I was saying, all of these bozos online, these like service providers in the men's dating space, oh, bro, you need to be more attractive. Attractive to who? Yeah? One of my favorite quotes comes from Michelangelo, you know, the Florentine painter. When asked how he created his masterpiece, David, you've probably seen David, it's like the naked statue. When asked how he created David, he didn't talk about tools or techniques. Instead, what he said was, I removed everything that wasn't David. And that is the essence of anti-game artistry. This is what I work one-to-one with my clients in the field. This is what we focus on. It's not adding more layers. It's actually the removal of the unnecessary. Because when you focus on the removal, then you understand it's not about learning anything new. It's actually about unlearning. It's stripping back all of the bullshit, all of these layers of social conditioning so you can connect with your most authentic self. Most women are not going to want to sleep with you. Most women are not going to want to sleep with me, right? And that's okay, because that is exactly what I want. It's the same in business. You're not trying to be everything to everybody. You're not trying to sell your product to every single person on the planet. You've got a niche, right? You've got an ideal client avatar. In the same way that when I'm making this content online, I'm making this content for my people. Right? I'm not trying to please everybody. I'm not trying to be universally liked. I hope that there's a big portion of people who come across my content and fucking hate me and fucking detest me, because polarization is profitable, right? Polarization is profitable. But the issue today with guys, because they don't know, because you've never been handed the rule book on relationships, on dating, right? So it's not your fault. Like, nobody ever sat down with me when I was a kid right? My dad was never there to say, right, Kristian, this is how you find wife-worthy women, because he didn't know either, right? So it's not a blame game, it's a name game. It's understanding that you most likely were dealt a bad hand at the start, information-wise. You just didn't have the right information, but now you do. And that's why I'm putting you in a position where you never have to feel lost again, because this is the system that actually fucking works, because it's based around truth, right? It's not about pretending to be something that you're not. It's not about trying to masquerade as this high value dude, the imaginary lats like fucking John Wayne, a barrel between your legs. It's saying to the world, this is me, take it or leave it. Yeah, it's radical self-acceptance. And this is why most of the people online, they can't teach this because they've never embodied it. For most of these pickup dudes online, it's all about the 10-minute sales pitch. It's all about saying the right things, pushing the right buttons in the hopes this woman, who probably was never meant for you in the first place, will like you. And women can smell if your compliments are genuine. They know if you're saying something just to get into their pants or if you actually mean it. And the key with all of this is a notion of abundance, right? When you feel abundant, when you operate from a place of wholeness rather than from a place of lack, meaning you actually like yourself. If you imagine a cup of water, right? When this cup is just overflowing with water, all you want to do is give, right? But the issue is most men today, their cup is empty. So they need to take. They go out there with a take mentality just to gratify their own ego. I'm going to say this thing in the hopes that this woman likes me more. Repulsion, right? Repulsion is the first step of anti-game artistry. You find out who you are at your essence, at your core, and you repel a big portion of the population. Again, most women are not going to want to sleep with you, and that's okay. And by the way, at the end of this stream, I'm going to drop something which I'm kind of weaving in to the anti-game artistry system, which is going to just is absolute dynamite, which without this thing at the end, the rest of the shit will actually make sense. So please do stick around if you actually want to get this nailed. So repulsion, first of all, that's the game. We're not trying to be attractive. We're trying to be repulsive, not in some like vulgar, obnoxious way, but if that's your edge, yeah, I spoke about this on a recent video. If your edge, if your authentic, like if the most authentic version of you is cracking offensive jokes, maybe you like to drink beer, maybe you've got a fucking pot belly, like if that is genuinely you, if that is genuinely your essence, then fucking own it. Just let that rip, right? Like I know people, guys in the Entourage, which is my private coaching network, they know people who they don't fit into these like attractive archetypes, right? They don't have the symmetrical jaw. They don't have a nice face. They are shorter than average. Like they don't fit into these like conventional attractive archetypes. But what they have is this notion of repulsion. And I think I study a book, it's called Reality Transurfing, and this is like super deep, nuanced knowledge. But like in reality transurfing, one of the core principles is the principle of importance, okay? And when we attach excess importance to something, it creates an emotional imbalance. And that emotional imbalance puts us into a state of lack. For example, in plain fucking English, a lot of guys who I coach and a lot of guys who I know, they place a lot of emphasis on the vanity metrics, like the money that they have in the bank, the watch that they wear, the car that they drive, the body that they have. And it's awesome to play the game. It's awesome to expand on these vanity metrics, right? It feels good to play the game. But the moment that we attach excess importance to these certain things, that's when we can get in our own way. So for example, like I used to place huge amount of importance on my physique, right? I used to think that I needed to look like I'd come off the front cover of Men's Health, right? I thought I needed like the 8-pack and the bulging biceps the size of fucking coconuts just to get a woman to like me. And the more importance I placed on that, the more insecure I felt, okay? So I'm not saying be a lazy slob. I'm not giving you license to be lazy. I'm giving you permission to be free, okay? Because the right women, honestly, the right women do not give a shit. The right women care more about your essence. It's not about what you say. It's not about how you say it. It's who you are when you say it, or even more nuanced, it's who you perceive yourself to be when you say it. Because the guys who are absolutely crushing this game, the guys who've mastered anti-game artistry, There's no doubt anymore. There's no hesitation. They walk into a room and they're not pedestalizing other people. That's what I used to do all the time. Like, because for those of you who don't know, my quick little backstory, like I grew up in a single parent household. So my parents got divorced when I was 5 years old, and I never had a masculine role model in my life. My mum has a lot of mental health issues. So from a young age, I learned game, right? Like unknowingly, I learned game because I grew up with an intense fear of the feminine, right? If my mum was having a bad day, because she was working multiple jobs, right? She was working multiple jobs just so she could support us. Things were hard, right? Like I experienced things as a child that I wouldn't wish on anybody, right? I wouldn't wish that on anybody, certainly not my children, but it shaped who I am today. It actually gave me people-pleasing tendencies in the best way possible. I'll explain that in a second. But I grew up and I had to learn game quick, right? I became very susceptible to energy. If my mum was having a bad day and I could tell her mood was a little bit off, I didn't want to rock the boat. I didn't want to say the wrong thing. So I learned social engineering as a defense mechanism. Right, so I was always so susceptible to energy, to tonality, making sure that I didn't say the wrong thing and rock the boat, because that would have inflicted emotional pain onto the younger version of me. And then I carried that forward into adulthood. Like I said to you before, the adult is developed to protect the child, right? So now when I work with my guys one-on-one, this is what we focus on. It's about removing all of this bullshit, okay? Removing all of the unnecessary, because I developed these like people pleasing like traits. Yeah, so like being a people pleaser, it basically means like you're putting other people's emotions before your own, right? So like when I would be in a room of people, I'd always be in my head thinking, what are these people thinking of me? Did I say the wrong thing? Oh, am I sounding stupid right now? Did I just irritate somebody? But what I did was I actually transmuted that pain into power. So my people pleasing tendencies now mean that when I work with guys one-on-one, I go above and beyond because I attach my sense of self-worth to the results of my clients, right? And that is a dangerous combination, because after studying a lot of successful people, what I learned was the most successful people, materialistically this is, they all share three consistent character traits. The first thing, they think they're better than everybody, right? They think that they are superior to the entire population, right? At the same time, they also think that no matter what they do, they're never going to be good enough, right? So they've got this superior inferiority complex, which is like fucking dynamite. And the third thing is they have impulse control. So they can commit themselves to something for a long time without needing to see any results, but they've got optimism in the absence of certainty, which is what confidence is. So with all that being said, repulsion is at the essence of anti-game artistry. Right? It's not trying to be more attractive. In fact, it's the opposite. It's trying to be repulsive. It's putting your stake in the ground, saying, yeah, this is me. This is what I believe in. Yeah, I might have a crazy haircut. I might speak very fast. I might talk about esoteric topics. I might come across as arrogant or obnoxious, but that's the whole point, right? That's the whole point of your personal branding. It's to be like Marmite, right? It's like to divide the masses, not to have this like lukewarm effect. Like, I think that's actually the worst thing that people can think about. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you know Kristian, don't you? Who? oh yeah, no, he's okay. Right? You want to make people feel something, and that's what we're really doing when we're going out there to, we'll just call it cold approach, which is basically just meeting people. We're going out to divide the masses. We're looking for our fuck yeses, right? This is what I'm doing when I'm going out there. I'm not trying to convince the maybe girls. I'm not trying to, oh dude, you just need to game her more. Oh, you should have just like, you should have pushed, you should have pulled. No, she was never my girl. So don't waste time on the women who don't give a flying fuck about you. It's all about going out there to find your fuck yeses. I've got a video on my channel, by the way. It's called soul sparking. Like, soul sparking is the fastest way to attract hotter women, something like that. And that is basically anti-game artistry in action. So if you want like a full uncut in-field demonstration of me actually doing the thing that I teach, you can go watch that video. It's called Soul Sparking is the fastest way to attract hotter women. And that's an instance of that, where that's repulsion. The next bit is amplification. And this bit makes sense now. So first of all, repulsion, right? Repel, and then attract your women, right? The next phase is amplification. Right? So what this means is amplifying everything which is authentic to you. Yeah. So in that conversation, like the soul sparking conversation, I don't even need to try, right? Because when you find your women, when you find your fuck yeses, it feels easy, right? It feels as natural as drinking water. Yeah. If you're someone at the moment and maybe you've done thousands of approaches, or you feel as though your conversations don't go anywhere, or maybe you feel as though you're giving women a creepy vibe, whatever. A lot of the times it's down to the fact that you've simply not found your women yet. And environment plays a huge factor in this as well. Like when I was in Oslo, for example, that was not my place. I did find my women there. But in terms of a place, in terms of a location, Oslo, it was a very reserved culture. I'm a social person. I love interacting with the world. So sure, I think with enough desire and discipline and determination, you could make it work. But that's not the point of the game for me, right? The point of the game is to find your people, to find your women, and then amplify everything that's authentic to you. So I'm a weird person, right? I think I'm pretty weird. I've got off the wall sense of humor. I like to tell these nonsensical narratives, especially if I'm out at night with some friends. Like there's no filter. I'm just expressing myself unapologetically. Again, freedom from bullshit. That's the energy that we move with. But a lot of women, and certainly a lot of people, are going to get put off by that. So I think what's important here is the amplification of your put your fucking teeth back in, Kristian. The amplification of your authenticity is a repellent. That's it right there, right? So by amplifying what's authentic to you, you are naturally going to repel the wrong women, which is exactly what you want. Again, when I make this content, when I come on camera, when I speak to the camera directly, I'm speaking to my people, right? I had an application call with a guy today who is interested in working with me. And as soon as we started talking, I just felt this cosmic connection. It felt as though we were always destined to meet, right? I don't believe in the one, I believe in soulmates. I believe that there are people who've been put on this earth specifically for us. And it's our role as men to become the version of ourselves who is ready to receive these people. I'm going to explain this more because this is like the glue that ties everything together. It's a notion of identity, which is super important. But as I was speaking to this guy, we spoke for about easily an hour. The call was only supposed to last for 30 minutes. But every time that, like, we were exchanging words, but it felt as though I was talking to myself. Because with the right people, everything feels easy. Like every time he spoke, I felt as though he understood me. Every time I spoke, he was like, yeah, you've just put words to something that I've felt my entire life, but I've never known how to actually express. And that's the point of this whole game. There's a really interesting number. I think it's called Dunbar's number. Basically, like in the tribal days, our brain only had the capacity to acknowledge or remember 150 people, right? But I think now with social media, with all these fake gurus online, that the clowns inside the men's dating space, they almost have brainwashed guys into believing that they need to be everything to everybody. Oh, you need to sleep with millions of women. And I'm sorry to pop your fucking bubble, but you're not going to sleep with millions of women. You are going to date and have amazing cosmic connections with your women. And the way you do that is, first of all, you love and accept yourself, right? All of your flaws, all the things that maybe you don't like. Like, that's basically like my content strategy, especially on these live streams where everything is raw, authentic, it's unfiltered. It's all designed to amplify authenticity and allow that authenticity to repel people, right? And that's why I go super deep. That's why I say on these streams, listen, I used to hate myself. I used to have erectile dysfunction. I used to not be able to get hard with new women. I had a tumultuous childhood. My mum had a lot of mental health issues. I went through a lot of emotional abuse as a child. I've gone through many dark nights for soul. I've been rejected more times than anybody else that I know. I post all of the rejection reels, everything, right? So now it's like, there's nothing anybody can say anymore which is going to offend me, right? I'm sure at some point people are going to make like reaction videos to my content. Oh, this guy, look at this guy. Absolute weirdo, clown, whatever. And it's like, yeah, it's cool. It's like saying at this point I'm Chinese because there's nothing else anybody can say that is going to offend me. I've already said everything. What are you going to say? Oh, you used to have erectile dysfunction. Yeah, I did. I talk about every fucking live stream. And I think the beautiful thing about this is obviously I'm in a long-term relationship right now with a woman I adore. But like part of my motivation for getting so raw authentic on these streams was, let's just say, for example, 10 years down the line, I'm not in my current relationship anymore. And let's say I'm meeting new women, I'm going on dates. The greatest thing that could ever happen to me is to be on a date with a woman who's watched all of my content, because she already knows everything. And now she's self-selected herself to be there. There's no pretense. There's no trying. There's no second guessing myself. There's no perceived lack of self-worth. That's why I think radical authenticity, it's the only way to find your women. Otherwise, you're the fake persona. You're doing the whole sales pitch. And eventually, the mask is going to slip, because you have to continue being the version of yourself who she fell for in the first place. So that's why radical authenticity, lethal authenticity, is the way to go. Because if you can say to the world, yo, this is me, take it or leave it, and you're not doing it in some like weird, like simpy, noncy way. This is not like this is not a technique. I can just imagine like some like, let's just say like lesser intelligent individuals are going to start opening girls. Like, by the way, I used to have erectile dysfunction. Let's go on a date. It's like, dude, it has to actually be fucking honest. Like, if you had that, I wouldn't recommend opening with that. But like, I like to think that people who watch this, you're socially switched on individuals. If not, go watch some weird fucking pickup channel, because I'm not your guy. So repulsion, right? So repel, right? Remove everything that isn't you. Just like Michelangelo, you are your own David with clothes on. And then repulsion, amplification. Okay, so amplify what is authentic to you. Maybe you've got a wicked sense of humor. Maybe you've got an interesting like background. Like maybe you've gone through certain things. Like maybe whatever the fuck it is. Maybe you're weird. Maybe you're serious. This is another thing which is just bullshit as well. Like the cookie cutter advice that all these fake gurus online give. It's like, oh dude, yeah, the way you get results from cold approach is you have to be more playful. Well, but what if you're not a playful guy? Then you just sound like a fucking weirdo, right? So when I work with my guys, I get to know them on a deep personal level, and I give them individually tailored advice. I don't do any group coaching bollocks, right? When you work with me, you're not going to go onto some like weird weekend boot camp with 40 other dudes. It's like, you as a person, right? You might be more logical, right? You might be more analytical. So what I would suggest for you is you amplify your nature, right? So if you are more logical, if you are more serious, then let's amplify that, right? Rather than trying to fix your supposed weaknesses, we amplify what's already natural. So if you are more logical, great. We can make you more grounded. We can make you more seductive. We can use that to create more of a sexual polarizing edge from the get-go. But if, like me, when I first started, you are more high energy, you are more playful and jovial and witty, then we can work with that, right? So now we can amplify your charm, your charisma, your playfulness. Everything works, but it works as long as it's real to you. The last thing that I'm going to do if we're working together one-on-one, let's say your name's Stephen, let's say you're a 33-year-old business owner, and let's say that you're very logical and very analytical, the last thing I'm going to do is give you a spreadsheet of fucking lines to learn. Oh, say these jokes, pretend to be playful, because poor fucking Stephen is going to get to a point where he's like, shit, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm on a date with this girl. I've got 2 hours here. I don't know what the fuck to say. So this is the whole point. When you lead with authenticity, you force the woman to make a decision fast. Is she one of your girls or is she not one of your girls? This is the whole point. You're finding your fuck yeses. When I'm going out there and I approach, I know instantaneously from the way that woman responds, the eye contact, the tonality, the proximity, the energy, the vibe, like I know if she's one of my girls. And that leads us on to the final pillar of anti-game artistry, which is expansion. Okay, so at this point, we understand repulsion, remove everything that isn't you. Amplification, amplify what is authentic to you. If you're playful, be fucking more playful. Exaggerate that shit. If you're serious, be more grounded, be more seductive. Like you can have versatility as well. Like you can do a little bit of like dancing between the two. Like I'm more high energy, but you know, I've learned how to be more versatile. I'm always asking myself, right, what does the moment want here? Because I could approach a girl who's one of my girls and she might be in a low energy state. So I don't really want to go in there bulldozing in like, hey, like fucking like swinging my arms about. It's like, okay, I can be more chill. I can play with that energy. I can be there. She's still my girl. I'm still not putting on an act, but I'm making the conversation easy for the two of us to dance through that. That's a more nuanced point. However, expansion. So once you've found your women, right? Once you've found your fuck yeses, and you'll know this fast, right? The more skin you've got in the game, the more conversations you have, the more women you meet. Once you've found your woman, right? So she's just gonna light up as soon as you approach. She's gonna say things like, oh my God, thank you. And also, this is really important. And I've only learned this, by the way, after coaching like hundreds of guys. Listening in to just thousands of cold approach conversations, watching myself back on camera. Like, this has only been learned in the trenches, but I can tell now from the way a woman responds with her tonality when she receives a compliment, if she's one of my women or if she's one of my clients' women. So if you approach a woman, you go direct, you give her a compliment, you say, excuse me, you look incredible. If her tonality is more like, thanks, but no thanks, let's say, right, you look incredible. And she's like, oh, thank you. It's like, like Good Samaritan type of vibe. The tonality that I'm really looking for is the tonality which confirms to me that I've spoken to her biology rather than her psychology, where she feels it primally, like deep, right? So if I go over to a woman, I say, hey, excuse me, you look amazing. And her eyes like light up and she's like, oh my God, thank you, right? That tonality, that's how I know that I've found one of my women. It's almost like it's the emotion of relief. That's what it is. It's like relief mixed with surprise, right? And I think this is why I got started with cold approach in the first place. It was to have these moments of magic, these like Hollywood moments where I felt love instantly. And for me, like Socrates said, the beginning of wisdom is the definition of terms. So my definition of love at the moment is admiration without worship. Okay, I think today most loyalty is based off of scarcity. Right? You might be in a relationship right now. You might be in a situationship, and it's a case of you don't want her, you just want someone. I think learning a skill like daytime call approach and actually becoming proficient with it, it gives you this sensation of abundance. Not always having, but knowing you can have. That's why even though I'm in the best relationship I've ever been in my life, I know at any given moment it could all turn to dust. And yes, I will be sad. I will probably cry, most likely into my heart-shaped pillow. I'm not trying to pretend to be some weird stone-cold pick-up alpha robot. Oh, I don't feel any emotions, bro. Oh, just on to the next one. Need to get my notch count up. Like all these bozos online, they are as insecure as they come. They're just not transparent about it. I'm insecure. I have moments where I fucking hate myself. I have these dark nights of the soul where I might make content like, oh, I hope people like this. I hope that I'm received well. And then I have to almost catch myself and be like, that's not the point, Kristian. It's not the fucking point of anti-game artistry. The whole point is to piss people off. The whole point is to be polarizing. The whole point is to divide the masses. But this notion of abundance, right? When you live in this constant flow of abundance, not always having, knowing you can have, you don't feel needy anymore. Your energy feels lighter. And Women can smell the abundance on you. They can smell the scarcity. They can tell the difference between a guy who's genuine with his desire and a guy who has admiration, but it's attached to worship, right? Like the pedestalization of the feminine. Usually that's rooted in childhood. But expansion, once you've found your women, and you'll know this with experience, with reps, with feedback, you'll know it instantaneously. This is when you can go super deep, super fast. Right? Most guys who call approach, they're just having this surface level shit chat. They're not building any sense of deep emotional connection. They're just running lines. They're playing the numbers game. Once you've got this system down, you don't need to be wasting your time anymore with maybe girls, right? You are simply laser focused on your women. And then once you've found them, because I believe in soulmates and I believe that these women have been like, we're always destined to meet. This is when you can go super deep. I do it in my conversations. Like there's over 500 in-field footage on this channel, right? And like the best conversations that I have is when I've found my women, I can just go super deep, super fast. I can share things about myself. So like in that soul sparking video, for example, there's a point in the conversation that I know she's my woman and I feel like that. I feel emotionally brave enough to be transparent. So I was speaking to her about doing a skydive and she was said, wow, nothing was compared to that in terms of scary factor. And I was like, well, actually, no, like I find talking to people to be very scary, to be very intimidating because I always used to struggle with social skills as a child. Yeah. And this is when you build these cosmic connections. It's by expansion. Once you know you found your women, it's not about pretense anymore. It's not about pretending to be something that you're not in the hopes that this woman is going to like you. It's you found your women. Now you can go super deep. And the more deep you go, the less hiding that you have to do, right? So this is the framework of anti-game artistry. It's repulsion, it's amplification, and then it's expansion, right? This like 3-step system, and it's taken me a long time to actually find the right components. But now, like this live stream is as much for my benefit as it is for yours, because it's allowing me to immortalize my findings into a piece of content, and then you can use this. Basically, just copy it, go out there in the field, and forget about all of the nonsense. Forget about all the bullshit, right? You don't need to be this high value dude who's got 5 different Rolexes and driving a fucking Lambo. Like, again, you can do all these things. You can do all these things, and that's awesome. But if you still can't go over, and if you still can't talk to that beautiful woman, it's like working your bollocks off to buy a Lamborghini and then being too scared to drive. And this is why I always say, it's not what you say, it's not how you say, it's who you are when you say it, who you perceive yourself to be when you say it. Now, the glue that ties everything together, the most nuanced point of this is, right now, you're probably not good enough. And that's okay, right? When I first started Daytime Cold Approach 5 years ago, I was far from the man who I needed to be, okay? I was speaking with the guy who had his Entourage application call with me today. He asked me about my motivation for getting started with Daytime Cold Approach. And for me, it's quite esoteric, but for me, the meaning of life is the fulfillment of a promise, right? I believe before I got put on this earth, I made a promise with God, some higher being, whatever you believe in. And I believe that I made a pact with God that I was going to get planted onto this earth, and my whole life mission was to inspire a generation of men to live a life free from bullshit. And I'm doing this through the realm of Cold Approach because I believe it's the ultimate rite of passage, right? We don't need to go into the wilderness anymore for 40 days and 40 nights and return as men, right? Everything's easy. We live in a society addicted to immediacy and comfort, right? Whatever we need is available at the touch of a screen, the swipe of a button. Oh, I'm horny, porn. Oh, I'm bored, Netflix. Oh, I'm hungry, Uber Eats, right? It's all there. But for the true radical Renaissance men, the guys who are not prepared to be penned in, the guys who want it all, they want to have these cosmic connections, these fulfilling full-body relationships with the feminine, they're not prepared to accept ordinary, right? But part of the hero's journey is transformation. It's like identity transurfing, right? And this is why the goal is to chase an identity. Because what I found to be true is we attract the love that we're ready to receive, right? We attract the love that we're ready to receive. If I met my current girlfriend 4 years ago, I wouldn't have got her, right? I believe we were always destined to meet, but the universe put her in front of me when I was ready to receive her. So I believe that the quality of woman who you're able to attract right now is a reflection of your current standing, of your current identity. And usually it's the way you perceive yourself as well, because perception's reality. Even if it's not true, we make it true by believing in it, right? As a man thinketh, so is he. So yes, there is work to be done. Of course there is. Again, I'm not saying be a slob, just accept where you are right now, because where you are right now, it most likely isn't good enough. Right? Because if you had become the version of yourself who was able to attract the love and the people and the opportunities, then you'd already be doing it, right? You'd already be dating the women you want to be dating. You'd already be making the money you want to be making. You'd already be living the life you want to be living. So there are steps that need to be taken. I've got, it's a free course. It's called My Most Fuckable Man course that basically lays out the roadmap. So like, dude, if you're completely new to all this stuff, then this might feel a little bit heavy right now. So I would suggest downloading My Most Fuckable Man course. As a module titled Mindset Mastery. That's an awesome course because it gives you a step-by-step guide on how to rewire your entire internal belief system so you can become the version of yourself who's actually ready to use what I've just mentioned here. Okay, so this is the system that I teach. I'm gonna make more videos around anti-game artistry. I'll make like a proper video where like with like nice edits and stuff, because I think there's more things that I could probably talk about. But at its core, it's repulsion, it's amplification, and it's expansion, right? And if you absorb and internalize these teachings, then you're going to get the results that my clients are getting, right? Dates on demand with wife-worthy women in 90 days or less, without all the guesswork, without all the trial and error, without feeling like you're banging your head against a brick wall. Like, yeah, you are still going to need to put in effort, right? There's no shortcut for that, right? This is, and I make people aware, like, if you want to work with me, right? If you want to soak up my knowledge, this is going to be the most difficult thing that you've ever done in your fucking life, because we're playing the identity game. We're not playing the pickup game. We're not playing the dating game. We're not playing the cold approach game. We're playing the identity game. And this requires a complete overhaul of your current character. All the things you think are true, all the things that you believe about yourself, all the things you believe about the world. Most of it is bullshit. And that's what I'm here to help you do. It's to free yourself from all the bullshit that's held you back, allow you to connect with your most authentic self. And then from that place of unapologetic raw authenticity, that's how you find your women. But you are going to approach, you are going to get rejected, you are going to doubt yourself. But with my guys, I'm there every step of the way, right? I'm there every step of the way. I'm listening to the conversations. We're having one-to-one conversations. I introduce them to my private network. We have in-person retreats, in-person coaching. But ultimately, it's up to you, right? It's up to your willingness to transform. I can't do the approaches for you in the same way a personal trainer can't lift the weight for you. I need 100% commitment from you, right? I'm making this content for the mavericks, for the renegades, the renaissance men who are sick to death of playing it safe, of this fear of getting to the end of your life thinking, yeah, I could have done more. Yeah, I played it safe. Oh, I wish I'd have taken more risks. Oh, I wish I'd have gone on more adventures. I wish I didn't care so much what other people thought of me, right? That's what I'm making this content for. I'm not a dating coach. I'm not a day gamer. I'm not a fucking pickup artist. I'm a freedom from bullshit practitioner. What I do is anti-game artistry. And if you have not enjoyed this video, if you don't like me, if you think that you're never going to watch any of my content again, then I've done my job. And I'm very happy about that. Unsubscribe, dislike this video, make your beautiful, sweet commentary thoughts available in the comments below, because I'm making these videos for such a small pocket of people. I'm making it for my fuck yeses. And it's the fuck yeses who I'm going to work with, who I'm going to inspire, who I'm going to do this whole game of life with. It's the cosmic connections that we're looking for. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, I've got a full 10-hour free course. So that's like the nuts and bolts of daytime cold approach. If you're a complete beginner to this, just understand, like, my whole philosophy is anti-game artistry. That's like the umbrella system. And then the thing that I teach is daytime approach, right? So no dating apps, no social circles, no hanging around grotty nightclubs until 3 a.m. All the things that I've learned about daytime approach, including like in-field footage, rejection compilations, texting, how to go on dates, instant dates, like fucking client results, testimonials, like 10-hour free course. I'll link it at the bottom of the description. And if you're curious about the results I actually get from my guys, and all that's available in the description as well. If you have enjoyed it, feel free to drop it a like, leave a nice comment if you want to. You don't have to. And I'll speak with you boys again soon. All right, I love you very much. Bye.